everyone, I'm Jeanne Oliver, and I wanted to share another video sharing some of the stencils that have just come out through StencilGirl Products. All of the images and the stencils have come from my original piece, Eyes Wide Open. This is just a very small print of a very large original piece of art, and so each of the faces is from this piece. The florals, a lot of the abstract marks, and the mark making, they have come from this piece too. So the girl I want to talk about right now, she comes in two versions. She comes in a small 6x6 version, and she is called Kind Face on their website. And then the larger one, because she comes with a lot of florals, she's called Garden Face. And so I just wanted to make sure you know they're the same faces. One comes with the florals and the kind of the bramble around her. What I love, first of all, I wanted to share, because some of the other videos I've talked about acrylics, I've talked about spray paint, I've talked about charcoal, and what I wanted to share with this one is I took some raw canvas here, and it's raw canvas that doesn't have anything, no gesso, nothing done to it, and I just wanted to play, and I had an idea for something, but first I wanted something that felt softer than some of the other tools I've been using. First of all, if I'm working with charcoal, I don't want it on here for what I'm about to do to come off of my hands or other things. Spray paint, it was going to be a little too harsh for me. Even acrylic, I could have done it in a really nice light color, kind of like the Davies green that I did in one of the other videos, but I wanted to see how watercolor would attach to this and how it would work. And so I just used this with a indigo watercolor, because what I would like to do for this larger piece is I would like to stitch the whole thing. I would like to stitch the florals and the face on this larger work, because here what I love, you can see it down here, some of the marks that I made originally with charcoal and water and graphite, they really show up great here in the stencil. And then you have this collar here that was Stabilo and watercolors that were really moved around and pooled well with water, and then I came back in with white gesso and also white pen. And then here you still see those great marks that came here. And what I love about the stencil is, like here at the original piece, you see this little bit of vintage spine. And here it shows up. And so all around you have these really loose florals that I have painted on the background of the original. And so I just thought they would be beautiful stitched. And so this is one of the other stencils. This is Sweet Girl Face, and I love the back a lot of times just as much as I love the front. This one, I used the stencil and I just used a mechanical pencil, and you can do that. And obviously you can see this was the 6x6 size. This is the 9x12, so much larger. This I was able to do just watching a show. I think this was like a movie and a half, so I'm not really paying attention that much to it as I'm watching something. This is going to take me a lot longer, but I really wanted to do a larger piece with all of you, and I also wanted to try some different mediums and using the stencils in different creative ways. So for me, stitching is a huge part of my day-to-day life and my creativity, and so there was no way that I could get these amazing stencils from StencilGirl and not start stitching with them and creating works that were like my designs, that I get to see them come to life in new ways. And so I'm going to show you, here's another one. Here's another face that's been stitched, and then you can see the back also. And let me get you one more so you can just see just how really simple sweet faces can look, even just using one color. This one I actually had multiple greens, but they're so close to each other, they actually add a really nice, and that was not intentional. That was me starting and then running out with something, so I just gathered all the greens I had. Same thing here. This is on this really pretty soft pink on the vintage French linen, and I brought in that green that I thought would be great. I thought even like a rusty orange would have looked beautiful. This one I just did an image transfer. I took one of my sketches that was of a self-portrait of me, and I did an image transfer onto this drill, and it doesn't have gesso, it doesn't have anything on it because I'm just stitching, and I did an image transfer. I did these really simple stitches, but I love the back the most. And so I just wanted to encourage you that if you're being drawn to the stencils, but you don't want to paint with them, you don't want to spray paint, you don't want to do charcoal, that I think each one of these is going to be just gorgeous stitched. And so I hope that this kind of gets you thinking, and I can't wait to see how your creativity comes out and what you decide to do with the stencils.